From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski. Federal officials say about 30% of the structures within the town of Jasper have been destroyed by wildfire, but all blazes within the community are now out. Parks Canada President and CEO Ron Hallman says his agency and its partners did everything they reasonably could to prevent the destruction.
The simple fact is that sometimes there are no tools or resources capable of overcoming a wildfire of the magnitude that we faced this week. And as the mayor said so eloquently the other day, we stand humbled in the presence of nature.
Critics have suggested more could have been done to reduce the fire hazard in the area, like prescribed burns to thin out forests thick with highly flammable dead trees, especially those killed by mountain pine beetle infestation. Canada is calling on Venezuelan authorities to release detailed polling results of its presidential election. President Nicolás Maduro has been formally declared the winner, a day after he and the political opposition both claimed victory in the contest. Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland says Ottawa's working on a response.
Canada, like many of our other allies, like many of the world's democracies, has serious concerns about the election in Venezuela. And we're working closely with our partners.
The country was the region's most developed economy when Maduro took power in 2013, but a refugee crisis has worsened under his leadership due to hyperinflation, social unrest, and violent crackdowns. Police say a knife attack at a children's dance class in northwest England has killed 2 children and injured 9 other people. It happened at a dance and yoga event for children aged about 6 to 11 years at a community centre in Southport near Liverpool. Here's Police Chief Constable Serena Kennedy.
It is understood that the children were attending a Taylor Swift event at a dance school when the offender, armed with a knife, walked into the premises and started to attack inside the children.
Officials arrested a 17-year-old boy. The motive isn't clear, but police say detectives aren't treating the attack as terror-related. American lawmakers have approved a $1.7 billion U.S. military aid package for Ukraine. The funding includes munitions for air defense systems, artillery, mortars, anti-tank, and anti-ship missiles. And a watchdog group is launching a probe into airline competition as Canadians say they're frustrated over the cost of flying. The Competition Bureau says Air Canada and WestJet make up roughly 80% of the domestic market and fares are high. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Canadian swimmer Summer McIntosh won the women's 400-meter individual medley today by more than 5 seconds at the 2024 Games. The 17-year-old from Toronto collected her first Olympic medal on the opening night of swimming with a silver in the 400-meter freestyle. Canada captured its first gold of the Games earlier today when Krista Deguchi topped the podium in the women's under 57-kilogram judo event. Canada also grabbed bronze in diving when Nathan Zambor Murray and Rylan Weens finished third in the men's 10-meter synchronized platform. Meanwhile, the Canadian women lost 75-54 to France in their Olympic basketball opener. And longtime hockey executive Murray Costello has died at age 90. He played 4 seasons in the NHL with the Chicago Blackhawks, Boston Bruins, and Detroit Red Wings in the 1950s before going on to lead both Hockey Canada and the Canadian Amateur Hockey Association. From the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.